We're all doing our best to try to adapt and try to invent new ways of doing a project still kind of in line with what we wanted to do. The choices were either, we hope for the best and keep our originally scheduled program, or we try to do something a bit more kind of COVID friendly. In Limoges, where I'm music director, we tried to do more of that, and now we still have to adapt. This week I was meant to be conducting a couple of shows there. Maybe the most important thing is we all have to accept the fact that this is uncharted waters. We're all in the same boat. Just keep trying to adapt and try to find new solutions. We kind of had an idea that things were maybe going to be shutting down, and we all found ourselves at a restaurant for dinner on the last night before confinement. There was a piano in this place, and all of a sudden we just had this tremendous urge to be sharing some music. But little by little it turned into a sort of mini concert. I remember being so moved in particular by one aria, La Romance de Nadir from the Pearl Fishers, a wonderful young French tenor, Julien Dron. Hearing him sing this aria in a totally different context. In relation to this application, Handart, I remember thinking this would be such an outstanding way to share these more impromptu performances that can happen. People in this restaurant that had no idea that they were going to hear one of the best young French tenors. The creative force and the desire to share is, it has to keep flowing. Strangely enough, that never happens. Once actually I had my baton break in a really violent part of the Wolf's Glen scene from the second act of Der Freischütz, which is a scene where you have all these demons and fire and all this, there's all this kind of crazy stuff happening. And I gave such a violent gesture at one point that the wooden shaft on my baton actually broke. The front row of the audience is very surprised. One woman very nicely hands it back. This new application could be such an exciting idea because it offers a possible port of entry into a world that can be maybe a little bit intimidating. I think this has kind of been a problem in classical music for a long time, and maybe a more modern way of doing that is an application where as soon as you're hearing somebody singing something or there's a kind of performance, maybe even outside, you scan a QR code, you find out more about who's singing, where they're singing, maybe in a theater. It can give you just a door in. This I liked. I'd like to know more about this.